How Donald Trump completed a historic political comeback. Donald Trump has done what many thought impossible, a historic political comeback that's captured the nation's attention. Join us as we dive into the key moves, strategies, and moments that led to his return to the political spotlight. Donald Trump began his political comeback when many in his own party wanted him to go away. He announced his third White House bid days after Republicans underwhelmed in the 2022 midterm elections, a performance that prominent GOP figures laid squarely at his feet for the candidates he supported, for lingering resentments over the January 6, 2021 attack on the U.S. Capitol and for his unwillingness to recede from public life in the aftermath of defeat. I have no doubt that by 2024, it will sadly be much worse, and they will see clearly what has happened and is happening to our country, Trump said, and the voting will be much different. A stable group of campaign aides and a consistent message. People within and close to Trump's political operation credit his victory to a host of factors, not the least of which was a campaign that, from the start, appeared far more sophisticated and disciplined than its two predecessors. They argued that the campaign leadership, led by Florida guru Susie Wiles and veteran Republican operative Chris LaCivita, helped instill a sense of control over the candidate that extended to the Republican Party and helped counteract Trump's proclivity to get in his own way. The two managed to serve as the former president's campaign heads for the entire cycle, unheard of in Trump world, and kept the fringe influences within his orbit at bay. But the scale of Trump's win points to forces at work beyond any single campaign maneuver or specific moment in a race marked by many unprecedented events, including multiple attempts on the Republicans' life and the abrupt exit of Democratic President Joe Biden. Skeptics in and outside of the GOP proved wrong. Yet, skeptics within the GOP remained in cast doubt as to whether enough Americans would ever again turn to Trump to lead the country. A lineup of former allies, including Trump's first vice president, Mike Pence, ex-political prodigy Florida Gov. Ron DeSantis, and former ambassador to the United Nations Nikki Haley, set out to test that case. Even as the former president made clear he intended to seek the Oval Office once more. For a time, it appeared there was an opening for those candidates to pull the GOP from Trump's vice grip, a new tactic for the general election. Trump's team concluded early that the economy and external forces were more likely to dictate how those voters viewed their decision in 2024 than any outreach he or they could make. Instead, his operatives set out to replace their support by building a new coalition across the battleground states most likely to decide the presidential election. He promised libertarians a cabinet spot, and to Bitcoin enthusiasts, he vowed to install a pro-crypto administration. He made repeated overtures to Michigan auto workers. He held a rally in the Bronx geared toward Black and Latino voters. He visited deeply blue parts of the country, convinced expanding his efforts outside the traditional battleground map could put the popular vote within reach. Taking a risk, Wiles and Trump's political director, James Blair, had honed this targeted approach in campaigns. They ran together in Florida, including the former president's successful 2020 operation there. Still, one person deeply involved in carrying out these plans acknowledged that if Trump lost, they would field considerable blame for their unconventional ways. "We're either going to be ridden out of town on a rail for this and a lot of other things," the person said, "or we'll be geniuses, and it will change things for a long period of time." A final vide shift. In the final stretch of the campaign, Trump's team grappled with uncertainty, unsure whether their months of groundwork would translate into the outcome they sought. Mounting concerns lingered over Trump's erratic behavior in the closing weeks, a pattern marked by chronic tardiness, a subdued energy, and lengthy, meandering speeches before thinning crowds. A particularly chaotic rally at Madison Square Garden, marred by incendiary remarks, risked reminding voters of the very conduct his advisors had carefully sought to keep out of the spotlight. A particularly offensive joke about Puerto Rico by a comedian sent Trump's political operation into a tizzy of finger-pointing because everyone knew how hard they had worked to build support in Latino communities. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this breakdown of Trump's comeback, hit like and subscribe for more political analysis and updates. Stay tuned as we cover the impact of his return and what it could mean for the future.